So here you go. So how are you guys? Can you say hi?
Hi.
This is my model subject today. Are you going to come be my model? Okay, so I'm going to teach you guys. Okay, you go find Iron Man while I'm talking to everybody. So I'm going to teach you guys how to set up your DSLR camera. Hey guys, okay, so I'm just sitting here editing this video tonight that you guys are about to see, and it is really specific. It's about, how to take pictures and how to set up your DSLR camera. So if you are not interested in the picture thing, hang tight, because next week we will be talking about some of my very favorite parenting books. And then also check our Facebook page, because I'm going to be giving like a little mini vlog on our Facebook page about my cardiology appointment and how the morning went today. Okay. Stay tuned. Here it is. How to set up your DSLR camera. So I actually have, the camera I shoot Nikon. I have a D800. This is it right here. So I got this really awesome bag. Matt got me this for right before Christmas. It's been amazing. Usually camera bags are no good, but I really like this bag. So let me pull this out for you guys. Okay, so I'll just kind of start with showing you guys what's in my bag here. So I have a Nikon D800, and then the lens that I'm using right now is my bigger lens. It's the 24-70 2.8, and then I also have a 50 millimeter 1.4 in here. So I have two different lenses that I shoot with. This one I usually use to shoot inside, especially in lower light situations. So if you remember last week, go back to last week's video, we talked about the numbers on the lenses. So if you look right here, that says it's a 50 millimeter 1.4. That has, I guess, the smaller number, which means that it lets in more light, which means that your depth of field gets shallower. And so for some, if you go really low, like if I were to go clear to the 1.4, if I had a person like this and I focused on this eye would probably be blurry. That's how little that depth of field is. So this is great to have. I use it for my baby stuff a lot. And then most of the time, the lens that I have on my camera is this one. I use this for weddings. I use it for anything outside. I use it for families. This is the one I usually have. So I'm going to teach you guys how to set up your camera. So on mine, I wonder if I can hold this really close so you guys can see. All right. Oh, and do you see that? I went to the cardiologist today and I have my handy dandy Holter monitor. My Holter monitor is on. Oh, that must be Cash. Let's get Cash. Side note, Cash is talking about a certain, what is it?
Puppy monkey baby.
What is that?
I think it's a kind of soda.
A kind of soda.
Mom.
The puppy monkey baby kind of soda.
And it's mixed with a dog with cheeks down like that. And it's mixed with a black monkey and a baby with a diaper on.
That doesn't sound like a very good soda.
Oh.
So what you want to do is you want to make sure that your camera is set up correctly. So you always want to shoot manual. So this little M right here means it's in manual. And then the three things that we talked about last week, again, if you're wondering what that's all about, go to last week's video and watch it. Okay, so my shutter speed is set on 200. My f-stop right now is at 6.3. So that's usually what I use for families. And then my ISO, if I push this button right here, it shows you my ISO, which is 250. So what I usually do if I'm shooting outdoors, it's really sunny today, so I would probably stick with that and maybe make those numbers a little bit higher. And if I'm shooting inside, which I think I'm going to be doing with the boys, what I want to do is I'm probably going to take, since I only have a couple people in this picture, I'm probably going to take it down to f4. So my f-stop down to 4 or maybe even like a 3.5. And then if I need to put up my ISO from there, I'm going to do it to compensate for lower light inside. So let's try this. Right now my camera's set up at 200 for my shutter speed, which me personally, I never go slower than that. So like 1/160th, lower than that. I never, ever go slower than that if I can help it, because then people kind of tend to be blurry in your pictures. Amber's opinion on that. And then my f-stop is 3.5, and then my ISO is 250. So let's take a picture of that and I'll show you what it looks like here in the house. Okay, so there's a little slider inside. There's a little slider inside your camera that shows you where you are as far as the light. I always try to go so that the little slider is a little bit to my right. So I'm going to try that again. Switch up my settings a little bit. I'm going to put up my ISO. Yeah, I like that. So I would say for this lighting, I went to 2.8 for my f-stop, and then I went to 200 for my shutter speed, and I'm at 800 for my ISO right now. So now I'm just going to take a quick picture of Jet with those same settings, and I'm putting him facing the light so you guys can see the light in his eyes, okay? Okay, ready? Where's your smile? I'm kind of right in the light here, so I'm going to move over. Okay, 1, 2, that's a fake smile. Oh, that's an even faker smile. Yeah, are you trying not to laugh? You don't laugh. Don't do it. Don't you do it. What we're going to do now is we're going to go out on the front porch. And so I'm going to take a picture of them out on the front porch. And this is where my settings will be a little bit different. But just so you can see what I did to get the natural light for those pictures I just took of Jet. These windows, these front windows are open. And so they're pretty good sized windows. In fact, you can see as I turn, it's really, really bright on my face. Whereas if I had my back to those, it kind of gets really dark. So that's what I did there. That's how I got that light. Okay, guys. So we're outside. It is really, really bright out here. But if you look right here on the porch, can you guys see that these guys are sitting in the shade of the front porch? I'm going to have to change my settings on my camera because it's way brighter out here. So I'm going to bring up my f-stop to about probably 6.3. I'm going to take my ISO down to about 200. And I'm going to leave my shutter speed at 200. I'm probably going to have to speed it up, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, can you guys give each other a big fat hug? Oh, that's nice. Oh, with your brother. Squish each other and pop each other's heads off. Because we love each other so much. And you got to look this way. Hi. Say hi. Hey, don't be mean. 1, 2, 3. Hi. Okay, silly face. Okay. Now happy face.
We're done?
All right.
Yes.
This is what happens when boys have a photographer as a mom. They can't give me a real smile anymore. They just automatically get awkward. This camera that I have now, I can go up to 3,000 to 4,000 before you really start noticing the grain. So the higher end of a camera you have, the better it will be as far as its capability with the ISO. It just looks better. And then with your f-stop, my f-stop was pretty skinny, so the number was pretty small, which meant that my depth of field was shallower in some of these pictures I took out front. And so that being the case, I'll show you, but you can see that one of my boys is in focus and one of them is not as much. And so if you're having that problem, just make sure that you make the F number, the f-stop is what they call that, make that number bigger, and then your depth of field will get bigger, which means you can have more people in focus. Oh, the slider that I've been talking about. So you can see it in your viewfinder on the camera, but you can also see it, at least on my camera, you can also see it right here on the top. So see how right now this arrow is completely to that side? If it's completely to that side, that means that it's going to be really dark when I take a picture. So what I want to do is I want to adjust my settings. What I did here is I changed some of my settings to make that go more that way. I like to go 2 to 3 notches this way from the center because I like to have the bright pictures. Because when you have brighter, lighter pictures, that's when your skin tones are good. It's when you're having the darker pictures that you kind of get the weird colored, discolored skin tones. So this all being said, the best way you can handle this situation is just to take really good pictures in highlight situations. So go at a time of day where there's really good light, and then you won't have to compensate with any of these things that we've talked about. So really try to, if you can, control the light. have it reflect off of something, you know, get a reflector, you know, have it reflect off of a sidewalk or a light colored building. I will also, one second, I will show you guys the reflector that I use. It's a 5-in-1. Hang on one second here, let me find it. Okay, so I found my reflector. So this is like essential if you want to have good light in a not so well lit place. So they're super cheap. I want to say they're like 30 or 40 bucks. And it has silver on one side, black on the other side.
Uh-oh.
And am I getting you? And it zips right here, and on the inside it has gold, white, and like a see-through white. So if you need to block really harsh sun, you can with the inside of this. And it just folds up into like a little easy to manage circle. But just to show you the difference that this makes, so if you look at my face right now, I'm facing the window right here. It's really bright here, really dark here. But if I take this and I put it next to my face, do you see how it totally lightens up my face on both sides? Or if I put it kind of in the front, if I could put it in the front, that's when it really, really lights my face. So those are a really good thing to have. So try to have those if you can. If you're shooting inside, it's like one of the cheapest photography pieces of equipment you can buy, and one of the best things you can have that really helps you control the light. So lesson for today, try to have your pictures taken in the best light possible. Comment below if you have any questions. Make sure you subscribe, and I will be posting more videos like this. Can you say subscribe?
Subscribe.
Like a Facebook page.
Like a Facebook page.
Okay, subscribe and like our Facebook page, and if you have any questions, leave them below. I'm happy to answer whatever questions you guys have. Bye. Can you say bye?
Bye.